I have this raptor skull laying around, so let's make a diorama. I was flipping through this awesome book by Yoshida Seiji when I found the inspiration for making a secret hideout. I sometimes decide the scale of a build based on some limiting factor. For this diorama, it'll be based on these 1/35th scale figures. I really liked the way the original art had a shack built around a tank, so I started blocking in some larger shapes with scrap cardstock around the skull. I assembled a standing figure from the set to use as a size guide. Luckily, the skull is the perfect size at this scale. After I had an idea for the general layout, I drew an outline for the shape of the base. I took a picture from directly above using my phone and then transferred that outline to the computer. I then cut out the shape with my laser cutter. This basically maxed out the width of the work area. I found a new glue that works well with foam and grabs in just a minute or two. Being an FDM print, there are some layer lines that I needed to sand down a bit. It's been almost a year since I posted a video. One reason is I completely gutted and renovated my workshop, and the other reason is we just had a new baby around the same time. Needless to say, I had a lot going on that I wanted to give my attention to. While I didn't make these paper stand-ins as a template per se, I could use them as a guide when building my walls out of styrene. Almost all of this detail would be covered up, but hey, it was a fun construction challenge. Something I thought was a good solution was these little surface keys to help keep the position while I finish building the structure. I said the wall detail is all going to be covered up, but the roof structure shows through after the roofing is on. You'll see what I mean later. Something that came in very handy for this build is this scale corrugated metal roller. It's 3D printed and it's made for paper, but paper is a bit too flimsy for what I want for the siding. Enter aluminum sheet. Despite being just 0.2mm thick, this was so hard on the hands to roll out. On the other hand, it is insanely sturdy and satisfying to build with. I never printed the teeth for this skull originally, so I counted how many I needed and I just made those ones. Building inside of the skull cavity was very tedious. The foam on the base being done, I moved on to coating it all with some textured material to strengthen and protect it. Masking tape around the edge keeps the gloop contained. Speaking of gloop, it's a mixture of Mod Podge, sand, and plaster. And I added some water to a nice consistency. The next layer I put down was a black Mod Podge and ground up leaves. The structure got some rusty tones. And the skull got painted up in white as a base with brown and blue-green washes on top. I wanted the skull to look more like an animal bone you'd find on a hike as opposed to a fossil. Alright, time for the pain. I started by cutting the aluminum into strips of 3 different widths. Then I chopped the strips to lengths that would fit in the roller. I primed the siding with this metal primer, and you can see here how sharp these pieces are. Be careful if you try this. I wanted a mix of different color panels for the siding, like they were scavenged or repurposed materials. Get yourself one of these little turntables. They're great for working in miniature. Assembling a bunch of materials that you made yourself is pretty fun. This is aluminum tape used for ducting, which I've seen people use for roofing before in the same way. I assembled the roofing in panels, and you can see how the flexible material shows that structure of the roof that I mentioned earlier. Once I painted it, I could glue it in place. Again, the flexibility of this aluminum tape makes it easy to form to the contours of the skull. I ran to the hobby store and picked up some accessories and animals to have a nice selection. In the end, I went with a dog and some chickens, as well as barrels and jerry cans. I also used some sandbags for the front step. Back to more tedium. I painted screws or nails, some kind of fastener on all the wall panels. It's worth it for the detail, but really painstaking. You might be wondering what this part is up here. I'm not entirely sure either, but I figured ventilation would be good. Okay, I've put it off for long enough. Time to make the door. This yellowish bit is from a 1/35th scale tank kit, and I love how it fits in after lots of chopping and styrene additions, of course. Painting up the man and the dog was challenging for me, and figuring out where and how to pose them was even harder. I'm so bad at making those decisions. Do you think I made the right choice in the end? Let me know what you think of this build. It was really great to get back into the workshop and make this video. Go create something, and I'll see you on the next build.